Now, let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. Tyreek, man. What can you say about how good this dude? What do you do? And he had that one play where he caught like a deep dig, runs it across the field, and almost scores a touchdown. Like dives in the end zone, just out on the half-yard line. But he went 11 receptions on 12 targets for 186 yards and 3 touchdowns. This is what you get with Tyreek Hill, man. Like, you've got these games where he may not do much, they take him away, and then boom, he's just faster than everybody. Just incredible speed. Kansas City, like, they dominated for majority of the game. They were 9 for 13 on third down. Tyreek Hill went off. Travis Kelce seemed like they put all their effort to stop Travis Kelce, which that's the issue with Kansas City. You're like damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? You take away Hill, Kelce gashes you underneath. You take away Kelce, Tyreek Hill gashes you over the top. And that's exactly what happened. And Patrick Mahomes didn't even have to throw for 1 billion yards to do it. 24 for 30, 287, 5 touchdowns, 5 carries, 26. Let me tell you, Jay, I'm done. My prop bets are over. The only thing that GQ will bet from here on out, I'm just letting y'all know, are QB rushing props, because I was 7 for 7 on QB rushing props this weekend. Patrick Mahomes' line, one of my locks, and we'll get to that in a second, was 14.5. We locked that in. Patrick Mahomes, 5 carries, 26 yards. Jared Goff beat his line. Tom Brady hit his last night, which was over 1 yard. Just Tom Brady get a yard. I mean, that's all I'm doing from now. So we're going to do Ray's rushing plays. Like that's the new segment. Raise QB rushing plays. Let's win some money on these QB rushing yard props, because they seem easy to hit for me, and I'll dive into some more data moving forward about which quarterbacks have good matchups to hit those yards. But Kansas City just dominated. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, dude, I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is like top 6 in rushing in the NFL this season.
He's good. He's good.
I didn't think. Listen, I have all the receipts are there. I have always said I believe Clyde is a good running back if they give him the ball. It just seemed like he's always an afterthought, and for whatever reason, Andy Reid's like, damn it, we're just going to run Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and he looks good, man. My man Jay Moyer posting pictures, Matt Waldman retweeting videos of how good Clyde is. Just give him the ball. Give him the ball. He may not be this dynamic thing that we wanted out of LSU. Maybe he's not Christian McCaffrey. Not no maybe about it. But he's a good running back. Again, behind that offensive line, 14 carries, 102 yards, 2 receptions, 12 yards, and a touchdown. Clyde looks good, man. I mean, the lack of turnovers, that's what kills Kansas City when they turn the ball over. That's what kills any football team. When you turn the ball over, it's very, very difficult to win. Clyde looks good, man. Like, listen, for as much Devin Singletary talk as I gave him, it was all predicated on the offense, man, and I am backpedaling like the DB that I used to play, because I'm back in on CEH. I'm back in. I just like him, man. I said it on the show. I refuse to believe he's that bad. Like, I just refuse to believe that Clyde is just that terrible. Maybe he's not the number 2 overall or the 101 in Dynasty like we made him be in that rookie draft. He's not better than Jonathan Taylor. He's not better than DeAndre Swift, but he's still a good running back, and it seems like the Chiefs have found that sweet spot between 15 to 16 carries a game. Hopefully he gets more usage in the receiving game, but he's a good running back. Now, on the Philadelphia side of the ball, Jalen Hurts, I thought Hurts played really well. I thought Hurts played a really good game, and I know some of the stats are padded because they were throwing late. 32 for 48, 387, 2 touchdowns, 8 carries, 47 yards. But the Eagles could not run the ball, and it was announced before the game that they were without Lane Johnson and without Jordan Mailata, the fantastic left tackle. They are down 4 of their 5 offensive linemen from week 1 already. Like, they're just cursed on the offensive line, Philadelphia, that is. So we already knew it was probably going to be tough sledding on the ground, as well as Jalen Hurts having time to get the ball going through the air. They only rushed 10 times for 44 yards with their running backs. Jalen Hurts led the way. They just can't get anything going. Kenneth Gainwell is a problem for Miles Sanders. Kenneth Gainwell is a good running back. He is a problem for Miles Sanders because he is going to continue to play. you probably could start both of them and flip a coin as to which running back is going to have the better week. What was encouraging was Devonta Smith gets back on track. He had 2 back-to-back poor performances, 16 yards, and then he had like 20-something yards last week. He went 7 receptions on 10 targets for 122 yards, just missed like a 40-yard touchdown catch, stepped out of bounds, came back in. But Devonta Smith is the alpha in that offense, and I know he's pacing for well over 100 targets this season. Good to see him get his first 100-yard receiving game on the year. He's an alpha, man. I mean, that catch that he made on the sideline, full extension, it just showed how, if you haven't seen that grab by Devonta Smith, it just shows how freaky athletic and how freaky long he is, because it was a bad ball by Jalen Hurts. Devonta Smith reaches out, catches it, toe tap, drags it on the sideline. Just fantastic performance from Devonta Smith. Listen, Ja'Marr Chase, Devonta Smith, those two are looking like the cream of the crop from this 2021 NFL draft class. I love Rondale Moore. We still have yet to see Rashad Bateman on the field. I think he's going to make a big impact. Probably, in my opinion, more of an impact for the actual team than for fantasy purposes, but we'll see. But Devonta Smith and Ja'Marr Chase seem like the cream of the crop in the 2021 class. 2 alphas. Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert both combined for 116 yards, with Dallas Goedert getting in the end zone. Philly's just... tough, man. Tough breaks for Philadelphia. And you asked the question, where am I with Jalen Hurts? I'm still in on Jalen Hurts. I do think they can build around Jalen Hurts. And if you listen to his post-game presser, he's just everything you want from a leader, everything you want from a quarterback. And he did not play bad. There's some times where I'm like, hang in the pocket, deliver a throw. He would roll out, threw the ball away a lot, didn't force anything. You can tell he didn't want to turn it over. They just need offensive line consistency, man. It's hard to get going when your offensive line is not there. Anything you want to touch on from the Kansas City or Philadelphia part of this game, Jay?
Nothing really from the KC side. You hit on a lot of the points. KC dominated this game start to finish. Like we talked about last week, it's all about Clyde and that running game. That revamped offensive line is looking spectacular. They're second in yards before contact. It showed again this week. Getting Clyde only 14 carries, still went over 100 yards. To your point, I wish we saw him get more volume, because there's no 2 weeks in a row now. There's no reason to say, well, they can't run the ball more. We know they want to throw the ball, and that's great, but they've tried that for a few weeks and it hasn't really worked out so well. Why not get Clyde the ball more, playing against inferior opponents like the Eagles? I would have liked to see it, but he looks spectacular regardless. Like you talked about with Kenneth Gainwell, Miles Sanders, I forgot to put the stats in there for you. So Kenneth Gainwell, 3 carries for 31 yards and a late touchdown. But more importantly, he caught 6 of 8 targets for 58 yards. Miles Sanders caught 3 of 3 targets for 34 yards. So almost 100 yards between the running backs through the air, which was great to see. But Devonta Smith actually did an interview with Mark Ingram and Cam Jordan, and he talked about what separated him from Jalen Waddle and Jerry Jeudy. He talked about Jerry Jeudy's route running, how prolific he is. Waddle and Ruggs couldn't do that, but they had the speed, the elite deep speed. That was their thing that made them elite. And Devonta Smith was talking about how he had to be the guy who had spectacular hands and great ball skills. And that was the thing that he worked on to separate himself from the other Alabama receivers. And he just talked about how everyone has to have their elite traits to get to the league and be spectacular. And that was his thing, his ball skills, his ability to go up and get balls. And you saw that this week, especially like you talked about on that one catch. And you're going to continue to see that, because that's what Devonta Smith works on and hones his game around, is his ability to go up and get the ball, spectacular footwork and ball control in the air when going to get the ball.
Are you at all concerned about his size? Because I think he's shut that up through 4 games.
No, he's looked so good. And it doesn't matter who he's going against. He always has a shot. And that's all you want from your guys. Doesn't matter how big. Even Tyreek Hill, no matter what it is, that dude always has a shot. And that to me is the most important thing. For as short as Tyreek Hill is, we've seen him moss defenders that are way taller than him before. Yeah. These guys, these elite receivers that have these ball skills, they always have a shot, and Devonta Smith is one of those guys.
I will say that I think Ja'Marr Chase has played like the best rookie wide receiver this NFL season. Just totality. Yeah. He's looked the best, but Devonta Smith is right there behind him. And I think for most people, I saw people have Devonta Smith ranked outside the top 10, ranked as wide receiver 8, had Tylan Wallace over Devonta Smith. I think he's comfortably slotted in as the second best receiver in this class and an alpha in his own right? Whether that be with Jalen Hurts at quarterback. I saw if the season were to stop today, Philadelphia would own the number 5, number 7, and like number 9 picks in the NFL draft.
Wow.
And this is what I keep saying, man. if they stick with Jalen Hurts, they draft Derek Stingley, they get an offensive lineman, they get some defensive help, they can turn this thing around really quick. I think Philadelphia is right there on the cusp of something great.